Right, to welcome Trevor Kavanagh to the show, former political editor of The Sun. A very good morning to you.
Hi, Julia.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us. I just want to give you an opportunity, first of all, to wish both Keir Starmer happy birthday for today. It's his 63rd birthday. But also, for you, hopefully, with all due respect, you've been around a long time. You've counted them in. You've counted them out. Were you aware at any point since July the 4th last year that we were in phase one of this Labour government? And did you know that phase two started yesterday before the PM told us?
Well, I thought we were told that they were going to hit the ground running and put everything right. And, well, so far they put everything wrong, haven't they? I mean, the problem we've got is that we've elected a government that doesn't believe in any of the things that we wanted done. Things like law and order and defending our borders.
Silly old-fashioned things. Those extreme right things.
The sort of things that governments are supposed to do. But worst of all, running the economy. I mean, they are running the economy into the ground.
Well, certainly. But were you, I mean, again, the phase two thing, complete new revelation to all of us in this rather sort of David Brent-style video the Prime Minister put out yesterday. But this came after we had this mini reshuffle. A few people shuffled around. Largely people, I mean, I doubt if, with all due respect to him, Darren Jones is a name in his own household, let alone in most people's households. But the general reading of what happened in terms of the communications people who are out, the communications people who are in, people very much, from your and my era where we were first, around doing political coverage, people like Tim Allen, you worked for Tony Blair in the run-up to the 97 election, but also people being moved in and out of the Treasury. Do you read from this that the Prime Minister is basically trying to wrest control of the budget from Rachel Reeves? And if so, is that a good idea, given what an absolute disaster it's likely to be next month?
Well, I think what we're watching is a Prime Minister in a state of blind panic. And the reshuffle has done nothing to shore up any sort of feeling of confidence in this government. What it has done at a stroke has totally undermined the Chancellor of the Exchequer and the impression of how much of a grip she's got on the economy, which in fact she doesn't, but now we all know. I mean, when we saw her blubbing in the House of Commons a few weeks ago, I said that basically we were watching a dead woman walking, because there was no way she was going to recover from that. It was a total catastrophe in terms of public perception. And what's happened is that we're now seeing her hung out to dry while being replaced by a little cohort of people, as you say, most of whom we don't know, who are rallying to the side of Keir Starmer to put things right. And in fact, it's almost impossible to see how they can. All of them, the common denominator, every single one of them, is that they all want to raise taxes on the wealthy, or anybody else, in fact, not just the wealthy, because it all trickles down into everybody else.
Well, also, there aren't enough wealthy people, and certainly won't be in a year's time after any budget, they'll all have scarpered, to actually pay for all the things that are going on. Do you feel at all sorry for Rachel Reeves? I mean, even though a lot of her predicament, frankly, is her own mess. She over-egged her own CV, so clearly actually wasn't the hot shot she claimed to have been, not even the hot shot chess prodigy she claimed to have been, for goodness sake. But also, a lot of the economic mess we are in, a lot of it is from what the Tories did, but also things like the Ukraine war and sanctions and the cost of furlough over COVID. Those are Tory policies, supported by Labour, but Tory policies. But actually things like the national insurance hike, a tax on jobs, and all the fuss they've got in over, winter fuel and all the U-turns, that actually an awful lot of the difficulty she's in are entirely of her own making.
Yes, I agree with that. And of course, it's Labour's own making. The problem we've got is not just the fact that taxes are too high, it's that public spending is too high.
Yeah.
And this government is fundamentally opposed to any form of reduction in that public spending level. Indeed, they want it to rise further. We simply cannot afford it. We have a public sector debt now of close on £3 trillion, which is equivalent to everything that we make and sell in this country. Every economic output that we put in this country is matched by debt, which is going up in the cost to this country and taxpayers, as interest rates rise because the people who lend us that money have lost faith in this Labour government.
Yeah, and that's the real concern, because it's going up and up and up, and we are getting into some very dangerous territory. You know, when our cost of servicing our debt costs, you know, it costs more than Greece or Italy. And we can see actually a lot of the problems that France is facing. And we've got, you know, this confidence vote in the French Prime Minister next week. You know, you can see yet another French government falling. I mean, you get a lot of other countries are in that mess. But, you know, we're in Britain and we get to control what happens here in Britain. Is there any hope that there's stuff they could do in the budget next month? I mean, we're expecting this week, I think, to get a date for that budget. But an awful lot of businesses saying, look, we're not hiring, we're not investing, we're staying, you know, basically just, you know, sitting on our hands till we see how bad the budget is. Is there anything that she can do in the budget that could, I mean, forget her career, shore up the government, but can actually help the British economy? Or is everything, do you think, that they're looking at something that's actually going to do more harm? Oh, Trevor, have you frozen? Have we lost him? Oh no, we will try and get Trevor back. That's the big concern, isn't it? Because actually, when we Tom Slater, apologies, Tom Slater, we've just got Trevor back. Good, we got you back. I was just saying, do you think everything she's going to end up doing in the budget is actually going to deliver more harm? Because I mean, we can talk about migrants and immigration, but one of the reasons why that's come to the fore is because of the financial cost of it all. Well,
yes, I mean, the costs that this government is clocking up are absolutely gigantic, and they will rise thanks to their handling of the economy and inflation in particular, allied with the glorious Bank of England's clumsy handling of the issue. Inflation is going to rise further, and this is the month, September, upon which the inflation figures will decide the next year's pension rate. It will go up more. It was just over 1% last year. It's going to go up by at least 4% this year. And that's a huge additional hike on everything, and not only the state pension, it is public sector pensions, which are around 2 trillion liabilities. I mean, these are costs which simply pile up on top of everything else that's going wrong. Yeah, without anything extra being achieved. Without, I mean, we're not getting extra, you know, new airport or a new reservoir or a new gas-powered, you know, factory or anything. There's just nothing to show for it, but we're all just, everything's costing more. What do you make then? I mean, we are talking a lot of the time about this migrant issue. We're talking an awful lot about, you know, the illegal immigration. We got today this channel migrants since this one in, one out policy. You know, thousands have arrived. Not a single one has gone. We're told by the end of September someone should be gone. But by the way, someone else will come in and they can bring their family. It'll end up being more people. Are we right to focus on that over and above the economy right now? Well, the two things are linked. And in fact, the problem of illegal immigration, as you know, has now completely trumped the economy, even though people are having a cost of living crisis which won't go away. They are more obsessed now with the images of people coming across in these boats and just simply marching in uninvited to this country. And we've lost sight, of course, of the fact that another third of the migrant intake is still going on through trucks, lorries, caravans, and ferries. So this is only the visible. We've lost sight of those people. And I think that this is seriously a major problem for the social fabric of this country as people begin to actually stand up and protest.
So is that the problem, or is the problem extremists waving their flags and trying to intimidate people? And according to Labour MP Clive Lewis, very much on the left, he's a Labour MP for Norwich South, trying to mark territory. What do you make of his claims?
Well, I don't like to see these masked protesters.
No, I don't want anyone being masked on our streets.
Whether they're on the left or the right. And in fact, I think police should act immediately to arrest anybody standing on a protest line wearing a face-obscuring mask of any sort. And it is true that these are a minority. The vast majority of people in this country who have strong views on immigration are, in fact, mostly the silent majority. And these people who are causing trouble on the sidelines are trying to discredit the actual valid protests that these citizens are making about this government's handling of the problem.
Absolutely. Trevor Kavanagh, always good to talk to you, former political editor of The Sun.